Right, dickheads, it's commentary time. This isn't even my fastest lap, by the way. This is just, this was the first lap, my first flying lap of the session, which the quality didn't quite go to plan. But anyway, as you can see, I jumped straight into it, and Callum's given me a fuck-off slipstream, which worked really nicely. And, yeah, which is pretty cool. And, we were trying this thing out, so he's going to try and give it to me again by cutting the chicane. But that time I didn't quite get it, so he just kind of backed out of the way and then let me carry on. And then this is on the reverse, so this is after my flying lap. This is me waiting up for Callum, so he can get a slipstream off me. And you can see he's starting to close. I'm going to leave it in 7th gear now so he can really close up at the end of the straight. Works out pretty nicely. And then cut the chicane low. And then slow it down a bit so Callum can gain that sweet ass slipstream again. There we go, that's lovely. And that lap actually put him on provisional pole, but then he was knocked down to 2nd. But then we had a massive issue in quali, so we had to restart and do one shot. So as you can see, starting my one shot lap, not ideal at all because I was in medium track, so I had to turn it off. So turn 1 was very poor, and it really kind of compromised my whole sector 1 because I wasn't quite ready, so I can get a massive slide on there, as you see. And I think the first sector time is going to be an 18.2, which is like a good 3 or 4 tenths down on what it should have been in that first sector, but it's alright, we'll carry on and navigate the hairpin alright. Now we're just going to blast down the straight, going up through the gears, and really not much to say on the straight apart from, yeah. So we're just going to brake now, just at the 100 metre board, down to 2nd, clip the first apex nicely, hold the throttle again on the 2nd apex, and then shift it up to 3rd and 4th really quick. Get on the power and then activate the DRS, and it's literally just coming up to the braking zone again, just before the 100 metre board, down to 2nd, clip the first apex, and up to 3rd and 4th for the next 2 apexes. Could have done them slightly better. Take that one nicely, but didn't get on the power as early as I would have liked on the exit, so it compromised my run a little bit along here. Braking nicely here, tiny corner cut, but the game lets you get away with that one, so whatever. And then nicely through the final sector on the curb a bit there as well. And obviously the first part of the lap was very, very shoddy as we come into the, we kind of nailed the last sector actually. I was happy with that, but Sam set a 39 dead and we set a 40 dead, so we were a second, just over a second off his time. And I was surprised that put me in 5th, but I suppose Sam was quite quick at this track, so 5th was pretty decent. So that's Sam first, Connor second, Sinan, Checo and myself. So it's looking like it's going to be a pretty decent race. Obviously at that moment in time, Sinan was in championship winning position because he only needed 4th if Sam won. So it's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's wag 1 and away we dank at completely different times on the grid. You can see Matteo and Hoggy flying through, Sean trying to go around me outside. I have no idea why we had a lag start there, but we're going to roll with it. Unfortunately, Millsy and George in his last race got disqualified off the line because I think they got bumped into by some other people who got started earlier. So it's a massive shame for those two. But I've fallen down to 8th place from 5th, which is never ideal. I kind of wanted to be challenging, especially challenging Sinan, who was on super soft, so he would have got a worse start. Ideally, I would have tried to be getting in the championship mix, but Sam has literally just fucked off in the distance because he started earlier than everyone else. I'm sure he's not really going to be complaining about that, but yeah, as you can see, Sinan is still in he's in 5th place and he's challenging Checo for 4th, so it's not like he really lost that much at this point in time, so he's he can just get his head down and carry on. But I suppose 8th isn't that bad for me. I've got apart from Luke, who's ahead, everyone who I'm fighting in the championship, I've got them behind me, which is a decent thing to have going on. Sorry, I've just got a massive bit of phlegm at the back of my throat. And yeah, so at the end of the first lap, I'm in 8th. Hoggy's going to get it all wrong into this one. He's just going to slide off to the side. So Thank you very much, Hoggy, and we will take that position. But we are under a lot of a lot of pressure from Suttle actually behind. And he was really, like, as you can see there, he was really looking for a way to get past. And in all the little practice races I did at this track, I was really shit slow on the first couple of laps. Like, it just took me time to get into the flow of it. So, in lap 2, as you can see, Sinan pitting. So not really, at this point in time, I really wasn't quite sure what was going on there. I assumed he probably had damage, and I think it was confirmed that he did have damage. He hit Matteo, and Matteo had a little half spin or some shit. And so he's pitted, he started on the supers, so pitting now has completely negated any advantage he tried to have from starting on the supers. So I'll take that position up to P6, and then boom, I get an Alonso, bounce over all them curbs, and I smack it into the wall, and I was absolutely shitting myself. I was screaming like, no, no, no. I thought I was going to total my car, but I didn't. So a little bit of front wing damage, not ideal. But yeah, we're just going to roll with it, like, because we're still in a decent position. 7th isn't that bad. I know there's a few cars ahead who knew I was quicker on pace, so I was just going to stick it out until the stops, really. So now we're on lap 4. Massive fight up ahead. I've dropped back a little bit. I was almost going to pit that lap, but in all my practice races I kept forgetting to do my strategy, so I kept going into the pits and it had like an intermediate set or something, so I'd have to slow down and select softs, and I didn't realise I already had soft selected, so ideally I would have pitted on that lap. And as you saw, my tyre wear was getting a little bit high, but I had also done some tests and I was able to carry the tyres high into the 90s before they actually punctured. So I wasn't too scared about not making this lap, and all of a sudden we hit that orange sausage curb and we get a puncture. As you see, 100% wear, and it's only lap 5, so I crossed the line I think with 71% wear. I was only expecting to get like another 15% on that lap. So and here's all the guys that just pitted last lap overtaking me, which was really fucking annoying to watch. Like, my last race, it couldn't have possibly gone any worse, especially after all the fucking qualifying sessions we did. I was up there in the top 5 every single time. And yeah, so we're pitting from 13th place. Absolutely diabolical, but we're gonna see if we can make the most of the situation. We're just gonna get our head down, put in some quick laps. Maybe we'll be able to catch up to the tail end of the points. You never know. And let's get overtaken by Sean. So I'm down at 14th, Sean's in 13th. I am at this point last of the runners. It's 14 of us still in the race. And yeah, exiting the pits now. I'm just thinking, right, get your head down, put some solid laps in. See, you can still see people on the mini-map on the back straight there, so I could have in theory caught them. And here we go, on to lap 7. Sean's going to go wide. Oh, and we're going to put an absolutely brilliant, beautiful move on Sean there, forcing him off the track. And yeah, just include that one in the highlights, because it's literally the only overtake I actually make. And that's Hoggy retiring from the race. And you fucking drive for, what is he doing? What is his car doing on the straight there? How the fuck has he managed to destroy his vehicle there? But yeah, on to lap 17 now, and we're coming to the end of our soft stint. Brandon's pitted, so we were just about within a pit stop of some of the stragglers at the tail end of the points, but it was kind of difficult to catch up considering they were on the same strategy as us. So I'm just going to kind of get off, you'll see in a second, I get off the throttle a little bit. Brandon goes around my outside, yeah, I got off the throttle there, and then in the chat, Party Jay was like, oh, that was actually a pretty decent move I pulled on you, thief. And I was like, I just let off the throttle. Shut up, Brandon. So yeah, that was probably one of my worst Brandon impressions, but one take, so I'm not gonna restart the recording to do that again. So yeah, put in this lap, and as you can see, Cecil first, Callum second. At this point, Sinan still has a championship in the bag. Sam's only third. I mean, admittedly, it's a net first place, and Sinan's probably in a net 4th or 3rd from 5th place. Depends where Callum and Suttle shake out once they pit. But yeah, once again we're coming out of the pit on some super soft tyres. The plan was to go to the end, but then around this time, once I realised I wasn't really catching anyone by that much to get up towards the points, I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna pip some ultra soft, see if I can go for fastest lap. And there, Sam's up in first now, and Sinan's down in 6th. I can tell you right now, he was right on the back of Luke for 5th place, and Callum up ahead I think he had a 3-second time penalty, and he was only a couple, like 5 seconds up the road, so it was still all to play for at this point. Sinan could have still pulled it off, and as we see coming out of the pits now, and I think any second now we are going to cut to there. BPRL Verline has retired from the session, so he had a coming together with Luke. I think it was a racing incident. If anything, it was slightly Sinan's fault, but and then Sinan's put his car in the wall out of frustration because the championship's gone. And there you have it. The Mighty Midgets, Sam Blackwood, has won the race, which means he has won the championship. He's done the impossible after almost losing it in Brazil, where he had to beat Sinan and couldn't let Sinan win. He's pulled it back. He's gained 33 points on... Is it 33 points? So much. He's gained loads of points for Sinan in the last couple of races. And as you can see, it's Sean's last Grand Prix. So, little bit of an emotional moment here. I slowed down to let him catch up. I'm going to cross the line together. Bit of weaving, and then Sean's car just gets put in the wall off the rear of my car, which I thought was pretty funny. And yeah, so gonna get the results up here. So it's Sam 1, Connor 2nd, Sutter 3rd, Callum 4th, Luke, Checo, Matteo, Jamie, Josh Bond, Brandon, myself, and Sean. So really luckily, the people I was fighting in the championship, as you can see, like all the way on the right where my 11th place is, everyone below me in the standings and above me finished in the points. But it wasn't quite enough, like the guys below me, like Josh Bond and Jamie and that, to actually overtake me in the standings. But it got pretty close. There's like 4 guys within 7 points. So yeah. There you go, Sam's champion, 252 points to Sinan's 241. So he won the last 2 races and Sinan only got 18 points. So that is a gain of 32 points, which is pretty incredible in the last 2 races. And that was enough to win him the title, but really either one of them were worthy winners. Although I was kind of Team Sam because I saw myself in him, like from season 3, like my championship run. And I really wanted him to win it, and also because Sinan uses traction control, but he's still blindingly quick even using that, so fair play to him. I'm sure he will be back in season 5 and be as quick as ever. So yeah, I'm expecting. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah, congrats to Sinan. No, fuck. Congrats to Sam. Commiserations to Sinan. You'll be back. And next season, hopefully, so will I. But that was probably my last race for Ferrari because some little cunty, little shitty dickheads are probably going to steal my Ferrari. So I might have to go to a different team for season 5. So it's heartbreaking, but yeah. See you on the grid, Australia. Oh, it's like the March the 17th or something. I don't know, something like that. So yeah, see you then. Peace out.